What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel. This is your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here to talk about the Daybreakers 4K from Lionsgate. This is the new Lionsgate Limited exclusive steelbook. This is only available on the Lionsgate Limited website. Look at this lenticular, guys. I am loving the lenticular love from Lionsgate recently. Just some incredible stuff. So not only are we going to be talking about this 4K, I am going to be talking about the movie as well. We're also going to dig into the Umbrella 4K edition, and I wanted to kind of do a comparison between the two just to kind of let you know like which is the version to get. Of course, that's always subjective. And it's going to be based on a variety of different factors. Now, there are differences to these. Just beyond the packaging, there's other differences as well. So we're going to dive into it. I'm going to let you know what those differences are. We're going to talk about the 4K quality. We're going to talk about the movie itself. We're going to dig into the special features. I also want to note, guys, that there is another version of Daybreakers out there on the market right now. And this one came out in September 10th of 2019. So it's been out for quite some time, 6 years. We have had a 4K for Daybreaker. So this is not a new 4K. It's the same restoration transfer from back in the day. The only difference here is they added some new features and there is, a new packaging involved in both of these releases. So, but like I said, there are differences as far as like packaging, special features. We're going to dive into all that in today's video. Before we get into it though, guys, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos, and let's just talk about Daybreaker. So I feel like I might have watched this back in the day. This came out back in 2009, or maybe it was 2010 that this came out. And I feel like we rented this, but maybe I rented it, only watched part of it, didn't finish it. I honestly don't know, but I remember parts of this movie rewatching it now. It's a pretty cool movie, though. It's a futuristic vampire movie. It's set in this dystopian world where vampires basically rule the earth. 5% of the population is human. This virus broke out. And that's the cool thing about the movie. They treat the vampires as a virus instead of this like supernatural entity. So the vampiric virus kind of broke out, turned everybody vampires, and now vampires rule the world. But of course, a byproduct of that is the fact that you only have 5% humans in all these vampires, and they're all kind of basically competing for the last like amount of blood on Earth from these humans. So they're trying to come. There's like a vampiric pharmaceutical company. That's what Ethan Hawke's the head of. And they're trying to research and figure out a new form of like synthetic blood, like a blood substitute, to be able to feed the vampire. So they're trying to come up with that like perfect formula that simulates the blood so they don't have to rely on humans, because they know at some point there'll be no humans left and they won't have any blood to get. So you have these vampires that are more like sophisticated and more like, like regular people. They're civilized vampires. Then you've also got the more feral vampires that have gone way too long without blood. Those are in the film as well. So it's a cool kind of, almost post-apocalyptic dystopian look at the vampire genre. So I do appreciate the film for that it kind of takes that genre and approaches it in a different way. And it's a pretty cool movie. And I mean, it's got a great cast. You got Sam Neill, who's kind of the head of this pharmaceutical company. Then you got Ethan Hawke, who's kind of the guy in the lab. Willem Dafoe, who's like playing the outsider. He was a vampire, now he's turned human. He's kind of leading the resistance force, the last of the humans, trying to fight back against the vampires to reclaim the human race. And yeah, so good cast in this one. Like the fact that they got all of these great actors together in a movie definitely ups the value of the film itself. And I would honestly describe this as it's kind of a, it's a vampire action film, kind of in the same way that Blade was, I guess you could say, because Blade, there's definitely some action moments as well, but there's some like high-speed chases, some explosions, definitely a good amount of gunplay in the film as well. So it does feel like kind of an action horror movie. Overall, the movie itself it's pretty good. I don't think it's great. I don't know how many times I'm going to go back and be like in the mood to watch Daybreakers, but It's a fine, just kind of throw it on, turn your brain off, enjoy the vampire carnage and action kind of movie. Now, getting into the actual 4K quality itself, I do want to note this is the same 4K disc that we already have from Lionsgate that came out back in 2019 that I noted earlier, and it's going for $15.59. So if you just want the movie on 4K, you can get it for a very cheap and affordable price point. These releases are more so for super fans of the movie, I would guess, or just people that just want really nice premium editions of these films. So this is the same disc. They didn't add anything new. It's a 4K. It's an upscaled 4K because this movie came out in 2009, so they were shooting digitally. So it's not a native 4K because it wasn't shot on film. It was just upscaled to 4K. You got the Dolby Vision. You got the HDR10. So it's the same as the past release. It's also the same as the Umbrella release. So 4K wise, all of these movies had the same 4K disc and the same 4K restoration. And I thought it looked great on 4K, guys. I mean, it looks kind of how you would expect an upscaled 4K from this time period, 2009, to look. It's got a really nice, clean, crisp quality to it. You can make everything out very well. The detail is insanely good. There is some really great like cinematography. It has a nice bluish like green aesthetic to it. The entire movie is a very gloomy film, especially when you're in that city. Now, when you get outside of the city, you have a little bit more color tones to play with the skyline and some of the, just the outdoor scenery and stuff with the sunlight and things like that. But a lot of the film does have that very just like gloomy, greenish blue aesthetic to it that just looks fantastic in 4K, especially with that HDR. Really helps bring things to life. And like I said, it just has a really nice, crisp, pristine quality to the picture. So I do feel like 4K is probably the way to watch this movie. Not to say if you got the Blu-ray, it's bad quality. It's a newer film. I'm sure it looks good as well. But I think the 4K just kind of ups that quality. And sound-wise, guys, same sound as the past releases. You got your Dolby Atmos, you got your Dolby True HD 7.1, and like I said, this is an action film. There's several like action set-piece moments, a lot of gunplay, a lot of explosions, things like that. I do think this movie benefits from that Atmos for sure. So I'm just listening to this on a soundbar that kind of simulates that Atmos. I don't have that full setup, but I imagine if you have that full setup, you will be very happy with the sound quality on this one. It sounded great on my sound system. Now, getting into the packaging, this is where we're going to get into some of the differences between these releases. Of course, we've got a nice lenticular steelbook here from Lionsgate and Lionsgate Limited, and we've also got this nice chunky box set from Umbrella, and you can get both of these exclusively on their website. So this is exclusively on the Lionsgate Limited website, and this box set is exclusively on the Umbrella Entertainment website. And as of right now, as I'm filming this, they are both still available to get. So you can get both of these. I will link them both down below so you can make that decision. But let's dive into this steelbook first. Really nice steelbook. Like I said, really great quality. You got a nice lenticular slipcover over top. That looks excellent. It looks stunning. Let me give you that close-up right there. You got all the main characters on it, which is great. You flip it on the back. You got the synopsis. You got the special features, which we'll dive into. You got the casting list, specs, all that good stuff. And then you take it out of the slip, guys. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Now, it is the same artwork underneath. I do want to call that out. It's the same artwork as the lenticular, but it doesn't have the title card. But you flip it to the back, and you got that nice, cool image of that feral vampire right there, which is pretty cool. And, you open it up, and then you got the artwork in all of its glory, which is spectacular. And it kind of the one image goes into the other one. It's kind of creates a full image. So that's pretty cool. Then on the inside, like I said, you just got the 4K with this one. There is no Blu-ray here. Now, Lionsgate, sometimes they'll include the 4K, sometimes they won't. Or sometimes they'll include the 4K, no Blu-ray, and sometimes they'll include the 4K with the Blu-ray. I don't really know like what the reasoning is, why they didn't include the Blu-ray here, but they did not. But you have some nice interior artwork on this one as well. So really nice steelbook. I mean, if you're into steelbooks, this will probably be the one that you want to get for sure. And you also do get the digital code in here as well. Now, and this one's going for $35. I think that's important to note as well when you're making your decision. Now, let's dive into this box set. Of course, guys, if you like your chunky boxes, you could really do no better than an Umbrella edition. Like Umbrella does some of the best quality box set releases that anybody does. I put them up there with Second Sight, up there with Arrow Video. In some ways, they could be better than Arrow Video and Second Sight as far as the quality. One of the reasons for that, honestly, is the fact that all their releases have the regular case on the inside with a slip cover over top of them. And not all of the releases have that. Like an Arrow version, you'll just pull out the Amaray case. Second Sight, a lot of times, just has a digipack inside of it. But Umbrella actually puts the slip over the Amaray case, 4K case, and creates even more packaging opportunities for people to enjoy with different artwork often on these slipcovers. So right there, you got a look at the blood farms in the film, which is a pretty cool concept that they don't really dive into enough in this movie. I feel like they should have dived into that a little bit more because it gets really kind of into like Matrix-y kind of territory there, which I enjoy and am interested in. But you take it out of that slip cover, then you got the regular case right here, 4K case, all the details on the back, which again, we'll dive into the special feature details here in a second. Then on the inside, you got the 4K. Another big plus for this release over Lionsgate is you also have the Blu-ray as well. So you have both. Now, Umbrella will say that this is Region B on the back, but I have never, including this disc right here, played an Umbrella Blu-ray and it not played on my regular Blu-ray player. So I've never had to play their Blu-rays on a region-free player. They've always played on like my PS4, my regular 4K player. It doesn't seem to matter. So they'll always say Region B locked, but it's not, at least as far as my experience is concerned. But on the inside, you got this nice double-sided poster as well. Bam. You've also got a thing of art cards, which I'm not gonna go into all that. And then you got this hardback booklet as well, guys. So look at that. Just amazing. Then you got the back card that went on the back of the release. This will kind of show you the full release in all of its glory. But the thing is that this goes for $70 US. So, and you get it off the Umbrella website. It's exclusive to their website. You can't get it off of Diabolic or Orbit. You can get the standard version. There's a standard version of this as well for like 41 bucks, but you will not be able to get this box set release anywhere else other than the Umbrella website. So this is basically twice as much as the Lionsgate limited steelbook release. But I will say that the packaging definitely beats the steelbook release in my opinion, but that's all opinion, right? It's always subjective. It's all in what you like and what you enjoy. Do you like a good chunky box set or do you like a nice steelbook? Diving into the special features, this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. So we look at the Lionsgate limited release and you have got on the Lionsgate limited extras, you've got Building the World of Daybreakers, Art and Craft, The Actors of Daybreakers. So both of these are brand new, exclusive to the Lionsgate limited release, and they both involve the directors of the film. So both of these features are exclusive. They are not on the Umbrella release for this Lionsgate limited release. But Lionsgate limited is promoting the rest of the stuff on there that it's also exclusive to this release when it is not, because several of these extras that are on this release are on the Umbrella release as well. So what you have on the Umbrella release is the gag reel. You also have art department and lighting tests. You have costume, hair, and makeup tests. You have first subsider tests. You also, well, actually, no, I think first subsider test is exclusive to the Lionsgate limited one. I don't think that one is on the Umbrella release, but the makeup effects tapes, stunt department, and on the set of Daybreakers, all of those, which they're promoting under Lionsgate limited extras, are on the Umbrella release. So the only thing that's exclusive to this set is the two features with the directors, Building the World of Daybreakers and The Actors of Daybreakers. So those are exclusive to the Lionsgate release. And then the first subsider test is also exclusive to this release. Then you've got the past features as well that are on here, which include Making of Daybreakers, The Big Picture, the Sperry Brothers short film, and then you have the audio commentary with co-directors Peter and Michael Sperrig and creature designer Steve Boyle. So with this one, I think, so Making of Daybreakers and The Big Picture are both on the Umbrella release. So both of those are on the Umbrella release. Those are the past special features. But I think that the Umbrella release, if I'm remembering correctly, one of these had two commentaries and one of them had one. And I think the Umbrella release had the two commentaries and the Lionsgate limited release had the one commentary. Neither one of them notes it on the back, but one of these has 2 audio commentaries, and I'm pretty sure that it is the umbrella version. Now, one thing that the umbrella version has that this version does not have is something called the animatics. I'm going to go ahead and pronounce it like that. Animatics. So this is like 47 minutes where they take like the actual movie itself and put it in like animated form. And it's certain scenes in the movie that they kind of move into, and it kind of looks like computer generated animated form. It's really weird, strange. It's almost like early like 2000s PC era graphics kind of stuff. And they take like scenes from the movie and they put it in animated form. Nothing that I think you're really missing out on if you don't have that, but that is something that the Umbrella release does have that this release does not have. So I think it's worth noting. So at the end of the day, guys, it really comes down to like, what do you care more about? Do you care more about packaging, which I think Umbrella wins, or do you care more about special features, which I think Lionsgate Limited wins that category? It really is, you know, what kind of collector are you? What do you value more in your physical media releases? That's really what kind of matters at the end of the day. I do think overall though, like for 35 bucks, this is really good value, but it is lacking the Blu-ray, whereas the Umbrella version has the Blu-ray for 70 bucks, and this one's 35. But again, you can get a standard one for 41 bucks. It's also going to come down to like, where do you live? If you're in Australia, like the Umbrella version is going to be the no-brainer. I don't even think you can get the Lionsgate stuff, the Lionsgate Limited stuff over in Australia. But if you're in the States, it's going to be a little bit more of a tough choice. And again, it's going to matter, like, what do you value more? Are you a special features person, or are you a packaging person? Or maybe you're just somebody that's like, I want both of these damn things and I'm going to get them. I love this movie, which I understand, guys. But again, there's also a standard version that you can get if you just want to own the film. But thank you all so much for watching this. I wanted to do this comparison video. I'd like to start doing more of these types of videos for sure, because I think they're kind of cool to dive into, especially when there are pretty substantial differences like there are in this case. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Like I said, I will link both of these down below. Comments, whatever you want to comment down below in the description, which one of these interests you the most. Also turn on bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.